Hey guys, Chain Gear here, bringing another video, and today we are back with the last day. It is Friday. This is the last day of AR week, and it has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a struggle as well, though. Let me tell you, I actually just played with a couple of my clanmates, and I was getting wrecked, and all I was using was the AR, and it was really difficult for me. Usually, I play CQC SMG, as the majority of you guys know. I also wasn't using the scope that you guys are seeing in this video now, and the build was just tough. It was really tough for me, but it was a lot of fun. After all the frustration, I played 3 awesome domination games, and this is one of them that you guys are watching now, and it was a lot of fun. I played with a couple of my clanmates, and it was a lot better than just struggling to try and figure out what the best build was for speed. As you guys can see, this is the max speed, and when I say max speed, it's max scope in time, or the quickest scope in time, I should say, and the quickest run speed. So I really enjoyed this build a lot. It was difficult to build, like I said, very difficult to build. You guys will see that the scope was really hard for me to find, and the having to use the small magazine was really tough for me as well. Usually I use the longer magazine, especially for the AR. I'm used to the rate of fire of the SMG, so when the rate of fire with the AR, it gets me a little confused sometimes, especially when I'm playing CQC, but you'll see that that's not exactly what I did this time around. So before I continue talking about the gameplay, let's jump right into the build for the max speed AR. Alright guys, so this is the build for the quickest, or the fastest, or the max speed AR, and I really, like I said, like this weapon. It was really hard for me to pick the parts though, so let's just get started with the muzzle. The muzzle, I picked the Armcom power muzzle, and that's mainly because, again, it's one of my favorite muzzles. I really could have went with anything. Muzzles don't change the speed of your gun in terms of run speed and scope in time, and as I mentioned before, those are the 2 things that I was focused on: run time and scope in time. So really it didn't matter what I chose, but I knew I was going to want a little bit more damage because I knew that the barrel I was going to pick was going to be a fast one, probably a weaker one, and I was probably going to go for one with spread being a little bit better. So I just went with the Armcom power muzzle. Now I might change it in the future. The balance muzzle is pretty good as well, but I don't like the recoil on it, and the muzzle flash really bothers me, to be honest. It's just kind of annoying. But there weren't a ton of other ones that got me 50. The Frontier power muzzle is also pretty good, but I didn't really see too much of a difference in terms of the spread. It increased it or decreased it by a little bit, but not really enough. So Silverwood Flash Break probably would have been a good one as well. I might try that one in a future video, but I chose the Armcom power muzzle. And the if I press R1 and I go to barrel, I chose the Vulcan lightweight barrel. This is the lowest damage but best spread speed barrel that there is. So there's the Red Sand CQC, which you guys see me use all the time, but I didn't like that the aim was so high and spread. It's not a ton, right? But it's just enough to kind of bother me. Also, I wanted to try a different part, to be honest with you, so I just went with a different one. The Briar CQC barrel isn't fast enough, so the Vulcan lightweight barrel is what I went with. There's also the Silverwood, but the Silverwood is way too weak. And then there is the Briar lightweight barrel. Of course, I could have, like I mentioned before, used the Silverwood barrel, which is why you guys saw it on my favorite, and that's probably why it is my favorite, is because it's fast and super accurate. But yeah, I went with the lightweight barrel. I also really kind of like the way that it looks. There's also a Hulk video that you guys will see soon. The build is called the Hulk, and I will show you guys that in a video fairly soon. And I remembered that this, I believe, was the barrel that the person used for the Hulk build, so I decided to go with the Vulcan lightweight. For the scope, this was my easily the hardest part of the build. I started off, as you guys probably could have guessed, with the OPRL scope, but the recoil seemed to be jumping a lot with it, and I don't know what that is. I actually was just talking to my clanmates about this. It seems like, depending on the scope, the recoil looks or is managed a little bit different. So the OPRL scope really just didn't work out for me, and I'm not really sure what that was. I switched to the Crane Hollow scope at one point. I used that on an SMG the other day, and I really liked it, and for some reason, it just wasn't really working out for this gun either. I went with the Red Sky, the Red Dot, basically, and that wasn't really working out too well either. it just didn't give me the range, and so I landed again on the Silverwood combo scope. If I had to give a kind of takeaway from AR week, I will basically always use the Silverwood combo scope with the AR, and it will probably permanently stay in the my gear, or my slot 1, my whatever that's called, my loadout 1 slot, because I really like the AR, but I recognize that I use it for basically medium to long range like encounters. I don't really use it for CQC. It just isn't fast enough for me to really go efficient CQC. So I went with the Silverwood combo scope. And then there is the Vulcan Light Mag, and that's because this is the fastest. I am not a fan of this magazine. I'm not a fan of this magazine at all. If I would have used the extended, but I wanted to get the fastest runtime, and that would be the light mag. Everything else in here is not fast enough. There is the quick load mag, which I think would have been better because I would have been able to reload faster, but there were many times before this match and in some other matches that just weren't nearly, I mean, it was just super annoying to use this and not have faster reload speed. The only thing that was helpful was run speed, and it wasn't even fast enough. So that was kind of annoying. Standard rounds is what I used. I also use the Armcom folding stock because that is the fastest, next to the Frontier Ultralight stock. Even though it jumps the recoil down, I like having everything else down for the spread, so I kept that. I kept the Armcom folding stock. And of course I use the Angry Blockhead with the Magma, I think, or I don't know what it's called, the Metallic Red, I think. Metallic Maroon. I like Metallic Red too. Metallic Maroon must have been on sale or something. But anyway, so that is the build that I used. Just a little bit more insight. I really enjoy this build, but honestly, the mag really threw me off. But of course, I tried to use the fastest build, so that's what I used. And the scope was easily the hardest thing to pick. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I hope you enjoyed the build. Alright guys, so you saw the build. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys like the build, if you should switch it, if I should change some things around. There hasn't been a ton of comments like that, so definitely get involved with the actual builds themselves, guys. Let me know what you guys think about them. Should I change it? Should I, I don't know. What should I do? Also, next week, before I continue talking about the build and the gameplay, let me know what you guys want me to use. What gun should we push for? I know a lot of people are asking for the Bullpup full auto. I have not used that gun in a while, so that might be a lot of fun. Mom Dude from Cat Stash Clan has been talking about the LMG Recon, and that gun is definitely not a gun that I enjoy using, so that may be interesting. Of course, we can always go for the SMG. We may even do a secondary challenge, but we'll see. Let's stick with the primaries for now. But again, let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Let's jump back to the gameplay. As you'll see, I had to rely on my shotgun a couple times. Usually in these last couple AR videos that I've done, I haven't really had to focus much on using my secondary gun. I really was pushing to use my my primary anyway, I was AR weak, but because of the clip, there'd be a lot of the time where I'd only be able to kill 1 or 2 guys, and then I had to switch to my secondary, or I'd kill 1 guy, and I realized that I wasn't going to be able to reload fast enough, or I wasn't in a really good position, so I'd switch to my shotgun and kill off the guy, which is really interesting, because I've never done that, or I haven't done that in a while. Usually with my SMG, with the max clip, or the big clip, I'm able to get a couple kills, 3, sometimes even 4 kills off before I die, or at least before I have to reload or re-engage, and that's pretty cool. And this was the first time I realized that that wasn't the case, so that was very, very interesting, that's for sure. Also, you'll probably notice in this gameplay that the teams weren't like super challenging, but I thought it was a good showcase to show how I played with the weapon. At first, I tried to run CQC, close quarters combat, and that's because the gun was fast, right? Quick scope in time, and fast run speed, so I can get to where I need to get to and just kill the guy real quick. But I realized this actually was a really good zoning weapon, and when I say zoning, I mean getting to where I need to get to quick and then locking down that area. With the Silverwood combo scope, I was able to look out 3 times the amount that I usually can, and with that was really awesome because I was able to scope down but get to where I needed to get to and kill people who were trying to get to the objective that it was at. Domination was a really great game type, actually, which I didn't even mean to get into a domination. It was just, I just loaded it up, and that's what happened. But it was a really good way for me to figure out that this was the good build for me, the right build for me. So let me know what you guys think about this gameplay in the comment section below. I know I'm always asking you guys to go in those comments and tell me what you guys are thinking. So like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and share and subscribe. That way everyone knows about Chain Gear Gaming, AR Week, and whatever comes next week, and you guys can get updates as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will hopefully see you online, and of course, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot, guys.